Hello and welcome to the CCC News Podcast. I'm Robin Denning, and today I'm here with DeeAnn Bohn and Erica Hernandez. We're here talking about early learning and early childhood. And DeeAnn Bohn, you're from the Play and Learn at Home program, is that right?
Correct. I'm the program coordinator.
Thank you. That's great. And Erica, you're the eligibility specialist at the Four Rivers Early Learning Hub. Is that right?
That is correct.
Cool. Well, welcome to the program. We really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're talking about the formative years of when, children are born, and then when they go to school, age 5. There's 5 years of stuff that happens there, and the research shows that kids that go into kindergarten at grade level come out at or above grade level, and if the kids are falling behind prior to kindergarten, they often stay behind through their school careers. And so there must be some secrets here. So DeeAnn, you've been in the industry a long time. Tell us about how long you've been doing this work and stuff about it.
I've been doing it for about 40 years. I'm a parent of 2, and then I also did 18 years of home childcare, went back to school. I've been a preschool teacher. I've worked for Head Start and OCDC, which is Oregon Child Development Coalition, which is Migrant Head Start. And then we started with Play and Learn pre-COVID. We were Kaleidoscope, and then COVID hit, and we switched to Play and Learn at Home, and really focusing on playgroups to have families come out and play.
That's so cool. And so they're not parent or teacher led, those playgroups, right?
No, they're led by the children. So the child brings their adult, whoever their adult is, and they run for about an hour and a half in all 5 of our counties, which is Sherman, Gillum, Hood River, Wasco, and Wheeler. It gets hard once you start to go through it because you have to do it in order. And I ran out of fingers just now. I'm teacher. Whoops. So so the child brings their adult, and it's all about play. For us, we set up stations, and we have sensory things. We have homemade Play-Doh, and then we also teach people how to make Play-Doh because it's really not hard. But a lot of times adults don't want to have their Play-Doh at home because they don't want the mess. And at playgroups, we don't care because we'll clean it up. Other things we have in sensory bins are things like beans or colored rice, and we make our own colored rice. So we're happy to share those recipes with the adults and go from there. But the strength behind having that stuff is what the child learns. It's not just about learning colors. Like in colored rice is very vibrant a lot of times. So and it's like purple. Well, why are you teaching kids colors? And it's a math skill. It's not just language. It's not just to be able to repeat it, to be repeated. It's like, look, Mom, she knows purple, or any of that. It's all of those things are important, but it's a math skill, and learning math at an early age. A lot of times people are like, I don't do math. And it's like, we use math all the time. Mm-hmm. We just don't realize it. And we really try to have parents use the math language. Well, what happens when you put those together? You add them together. Mm-hmm. What does that equal? So what does that come up with? Mm-hmm. Those types of things, because you can expand a child's language and their literacy skill levels by just using more words.
Yeah.
Stretch them out, make them bigger, because not everything is just big. It could be enormous, gigantic, huge, all of those things. Gigantuan, there you go. All of that is all part of a language, but you can also use it with math. Mm-hmm. Math words are everywhere. Mm-hmm. So we try to do that. It's really nice when you're in a playgroup and you have 2-year-olds standing around a sensory bin and everybody's playing. And it's like, I then try to tell the adults that are there, and it's like, look what you taught them. You taught them how to share. Mm-hmm. This is great. Because when you go to a playgroup, not only are you there for the child to get socialization, the adults start to get socialization. And once you tell them that they've done something really well, how often as a parent does it happen that you feel like somebody has noticed you did something well? You'll see shoulders come back. All of a sudden, there's a smile on the face, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they start to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not in this game alone,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody feels isolated at times. And it's like, come out and play. And at playgroups, we don't care about the age.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a 6-year-old and you're coming out with your 2-year-old, do you think that the 6-year-old is going to stay home by themselves? It's like, no, bring them, because they can be really nice peers to help direct other kids. So check us out on Four Rivers Early Learning Hub's website, and you can find a play group close to you, hopefully. If not, come play with us.
Yeah, the program's Play and Learn at Home, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And this is all kind of plays into kind of kindergarten readiness, right? This kind of buzzword that we have around kids being ready for kindergarten when they get to that age, right?
Because kindergarten readiness does not start in July when they go to school in, end of August. It starts really before the baby's even born, because you want them to be healthy. And then you start using words with them right away. And then you start, they start to develop, and, everybody wants to get their kids potty trained, get them potty trained when they're ready, and then get them ready to school. But language is huge. Social emotional development is huge. You can label feelings. If somebody is sad or they're frustrated, it's like, I can see you're frustrated. It's okay to be frustrated. And this is what we can do. There's a lot of different ways to handle frustration. You can cry, or we can sit and color, or we can take a walk. Will that help? But giving them options and ways to deal with emotions, I know a lot of adults that don't do that well. So it's like, it's good to be able to train and explain and manage feelings, because everybody's feelings and emotions are valid. They get to have those. It's what you do with them that can cause a problem.
That's what we kind of saw a little bit, on the school board level, a few, like 2-3 years ago, I think, when we had these kids in kindergarten who hadn't had as much socialization. Here I am broad stroking this enormous thing, and each child is unique. So excuse me while I use my enormous brush roller to paint this picture. But a lot of the conversations surrounded the need for social emotional learning and social emotional competence in children to be able to learn, not just themselves, but in a classroom full of other children learning too, right?
Yeah, it was right after COVID was a huge issue with that. And all along, it's always an issue, because you always have people that learn differently or developmentally differently leveled. That they're not able to process in the same way. And everybody processes everything differently. So, but being able to give them some resources and some methods to be able to, this is what I need to do to make myself be able to go on. It's like, and being able to have that resource where, okay, I can't go for a walk right now because I'm at circle. So maybe I can, draw a picture. Because a lot of times if they have to sit at a table, at a desk in kindergarten, it's okay if they are drawing a picture, because they are dealing with whatever they need to deal with. Or be able to even label that emotion. It's like, I am really frustrated. I am very sad. I'm antsy. I'm amped up. I need a shake. And sometimes just getting up and wiggle, a good wiggle will fix a lot of things. I mean, but giving somebody those resources to be able to deal with that, because their adult is not with them necessarily when they're in kindergarten. But when you're with your child and you can tell that they need something, it's like, what will work right now? And if they can have a little bit in their toolbox, it's like, I can wiggle right now, or I can jump up and down, just to be able to release that energy. It's like, okay, 5 jumps and I'm good. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and then it opens this box to be able to learn in the classroom, right? You know, like when a person is resourced, you can do things. This isn't exclusive to children, right? This is the same for me. Like when I'm elevated or frustrated, I can't do lots of busy, work. I can't file my taxes when I'm already annoyed about something else. I need, you got to have those resources to be able to complete these things in this reality, right?
well, and the reality too is that not every situation can you fall back on everything that works in other situations.
Yeah.
So it's like that toolbox needs to be nice and large and be able to tell. It's like, okay, so right now I need to sit with my eyes closed and take deep breaths.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works really well.
That's cool. Oh, fantastic. Why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll talk about preschool and the role of preschool in this journey from 0 to kindergarten.
Woohoo!
Hey, Robin, did you ever try to drive a car with 3 tires?
I have tried that a few times. I try to get up on 2 wheels, but you need a really good ramp and definitely a helmet so you don't bang your head.
Well, it's a good thing that Columbia Gorge Toyota are having a buy 3 tires, get 1 free sale right now.
That would get my car right. I like that. My dipstick's also really black. I have gone goth before, but this is taking heavy metal to another level.
Oh, man, right? Well, Toyota's also offering $16 off an oil change. That bright yellow conventional or synthetic oil is just the thing to make your motor happy.
Nice.
And here's something to keep you headed straight.
Is it a ruler?
No, but good idea, Robin. Actually, Toyota offers a free alignment check, and they'll even make sure your tires are in good rotation.
Tom, I just can't do without my car on some days, and it is a Facebook Marketplace purchase, so it's a little tricky. Will I be left waddling up and down the sidewalk in my tennies?
No way! Columbia Gorge Toyota has a 1-day complimentary rental car service on repairs that total over $500.
Whoa, that's free ride. I love that. Is that from our friends at Columbia Gorge Toyota, Rachel and Aaron Carter?
You bet, making your life easier and your car safer with quality repairs and service.
8 a.m. till 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 1900 West 6th Street, The Dalles. And we're back. Thank you so much. So preschool is the thing in the middle of this, which is the kind of entry to education, right? It's the very first school that some children go to. And Erica, you've got a young one in preschool right now. Is that right?
I do have a young one that fortunately is in our Preschool Promise program, which is also the program I promote through Four Rivers, and I am the eligibility specialist for Four Rivers for this program. It is amazing, and we partner with so many partners and communities. We also play and learn at home. We service the 5 counties. So I run eligibility for 5 counties, and that is amazing just to see how many kiddos are really taking advantage of this program, and not to mention it's free once they qualify. It is on income basis, so we do run eligibility based on their income, being an Oregon resident. Of course the kiddos have to be 3 by or before September the 1st of that fall year. But just walking the families through that process and just giving them the notification, hey, your kiddo has been determined eligible. It just fills my little heart with so much warmth and happiness just to see how happy families are, because some families are really depending on that resource to, do something, go to work or whatever the case is. But and most importantly is having their little one gain that knowledge in the school setting or a home-based setting that has Preschool Promise, or even a school district that has Preschool Promise. So there's different types of places that they can have this service.
And I just had the pleasure of going to preschool also about 3 weeks ago. I went to Anna Rivera's preschool up on the west side, on the east side, excuse me. And they have Preschool Promise there, and it was just such a wonderful experience. I always am so I'm so fed by those experiences with that like group of little ones just running around tearing through stuff. It's awesome fun watching them. And it's awesome to see the way they learn, right? It's like learning through play, you know, and I get this from DeeAnn too. And it's this like playful like journey through kind of introducing these different things like shapes and colors and not just that, but how we integrate and communicate with them and use them to like with our other peers and things as well. Have you seen your kid kind of grow in a social emotional way as they've gone through the Preschool Promise program?
Oh, definitely. She's a chatterbox for sure. And she's just so willing to share so much information. But yes, I definitely saw the growth. Like she was shy at first and she was just wanting to be with mom at all times. Before that, I was running a daycare, a home-based daycare for a couple years. So she only had me. She's never been in other care besides myself. So I was just curious to know, you know, what difference it was going to make in her. But day one, she's just like, bye, mom. She didn't care. She was ready for it. But every day I see the growth. She's so excited to go to school. Every morning, it's like, teach her this, teach her that. Like, she's just so excited to go see her teachers because she's learned something unique from each one. And also, she's learned her skill to be able to interact with the other kiddos also. She's quite an advocate for other kids that are shy. So if somebody gets hurt and they're just there crying, she'll be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Let me go get the teacher. She'll go and advocate for them. But I mean, she's just grown so much. And, you know, honestly, I'm very pleased with this program and it makes me happy.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. So she's going to kindergarten in September.
She is.
End of August, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah. How does it feel? It must be exciting also because it's starting school, right?
It is exciting. I mean, I am nervous, but I am excited.
Yeah.
Just to see the transition. She's excited every time she hears kindergarten. She's going to go to a new school. She's ready. Am I graduating today, Mom? Not yet. We still have a little bit more to go. But she's looking forward to that. The preschool teachers are doing an awesome job of starting to have conversations with the kids about that transition into kindergarten. New teachers, more kids, older kids as well, because there's more grades. So I'm blessed for that because she's kind of already looking forward. She has an idea of what to expect. Of course, she won't know until she's there if it's something that's totally shocking her. And she's just like, oh, right, what's going to happen next? But she's just one of those kiddos that she's so comfortable in her own skin. She knows no strangers, so she'll be okay.
Yeah. Sounds like she has a big toolbox, right? It sounds like, go back to what DeeAnn said, like it sounds like she has a toolbox of resources to kind of pull from to try, like if the kid crying in the corner, like, you know, she has like one of the resources is this like caring, like supportive caring attitude with other children, right?
Of course,
you know, and that's one of the tools in the toolbox. And
yes.
Listening to the teacher is clearly another tool in the toolbox, you know, and that's probably, it's going to help her, right? You know, she's going to be able to make friends at school really quickly, it sounds like. She's going to be able to listen to the teacher and engage with the teacher. And these are the skills that we want going into school, right?
Right.
I guess the point that I relate to is like, you know, when you go into a class or a lecture or something and the person's just, or you listen to a podcast maybe, and the person's just talking about something so far beyond my realm of understanding. It's really hard to kind of follow it along, right? It's really hard to like to kind of get into it and like zone into that learning. Whereas when somebody's talking about something that's just a bit beyond like where I know, and they're just pushing my understanding a little bit, it's much easier to engage with that person and that learning, right? Because I'm not overstretching myself and leaving myself with big understanding gaps. And so it's one of these things when I kind of relate it to being older is this prerequisite learning to get to a point where I can learn and sit in that Okay, so this is for the little ones, having the skills to be able to sit in the class with the teacher to do these, to do the lessons, right? So fantastic. And so it's enrollment period right now, right?
It is enrollment period. It opened in April.
Okay.
And this is enrollment for the fall of 2025. And it started slow, but it's definitely picking up. And I just encourage all those families that are listening to us in the 5 counties to reach out and apply. You can visit our website at Four Rivers, and you can submit your interest form, and I can get information to you. And then we'll be in contact, and then we can go through the process together.
Nice. And you help people go through that process, right?
Yes,
'Cause
I
it's
do.
a bit of a process.
There is a process. As I had mentioned earlier, we look at age, being an Oregon resident, and then we also look at income eligibility. So we follow the federal poverty level chart. So it's based on income, and we gather all the documents and we run the eligibility, and then we notify families, and I walk them through the process and I meet them where they're at.
That sounds easy. That's great. And how do people join your program, DeeAnn?
Come to the playgroup, just come.
Yeah.
It just an adult and a child. You don't leave the child. Everybody stays,
These days.
and we play.
That's great.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything I've missed? Is there anything that, we would, if we were sitting here with a mom of a 3-year-old that had lots of unanswered questions, is there something that we might resource them with in this moment?
I would say go to the website, and you can check out both of our programs, and you can always make a phone call. You can or email or text, and get a hold of us and leave the little ask your questions on the website itself, and one of us will get back to you.
Cool. Sounds like there's someone there to answer these questions and give help and offer help. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on the podcast.
Thanks for having
Great.
us.
Thank you.